I've been homeless in Northern Virginia for 4 months now. I almost said 4 years. 4 months. I'm an incredibly famous YouTube visionary out here in Northern Virginia. Earplugs in my ears because my ears are fucking killing me. Um, I was at certain McDonald's are louder than others, and this McDonald's I was at, I should have left. Man, there's so many machines beeping in the kitchen, and it is so ear piercing. It's a beep, beep, beep. Just for hours, even with my earplugs in. My earplugs are always in a McDonald's now. Oh, my ears have been hurting so much for days. I just finally, after working in a bar for years, which is not terribly loud, by the way, there have been tons of bars and a couple clubs that have been way louder than the bar I worked at. My bar is not terribly loud. Like, it's not an uncomfortable, like, ear-splitting or, painful thing where you have to yell at the person next to you. Even so, I need a break from my ears after all that. And now fucking McDonald's is doing me in. So, I almost wanted to film something else. Actually, I do have... Oh, I forgot to put this in the title of the video. But, hi, Nazdar. Doing pretty well. How are you? We had a big storm earlier. That's not what I was going to put in. And there are big storms still coming through the area. We had hail and something called like grounded or something. I've never heard of that. What is that? They were talking about like if you, like they were saying that on the radio. If you get grounded in your area, then send us pictures to the tip line. I'm like, what the fuck? What is grounded? And I saw it listed online too. Like grounded. What the hell is that? Anyways, I was thinking about how much straight line persuasion, the sales system from Jordan Belfort, has helped me. Now, I gotta say, it's made me uncomfortable as I've just, learned and become a little more aware over the years of how the world is. I see the pictures of people who are interested in straight line persuasion, and it's kind of constantly, it's like kind of a way of reinforcing a bunch of, white men's conception of how the world is, which is, kind of, it's like if you're white, you count, and you got, privilege and everything. You're judged as an individual. If not, it's weird, just who's attracted to it. That said, I think it's for everybody. But it's, anyways. So I've been thinking about how helpful that's been. No, I haven't found a job, Nastar. However, and I think you were there for the stream when I talked about how I'm trying to give Spanish lessons. Each day my Spanish is improving. I'm getting better at speaking it. I practice it a lot. So I'm going to go inside a cafe or restaurant today, and it gets expensive even doing that, but going to try to keep studying. I gave out my info to several people, and I left one of those when they say, it's like a little ad, and then they got the pieces of paper. It's like, have you seen my dog? And they got, your name and phone number on it, and you can pull off a little piece of the paper. I left one of those in a restaurant that's run by Spanish speakers. I have money until, technically, I guess I could survive for another month if I had to. I'm not trying to stretch out my money that bad, because although I say I could survive that long, I know I'm going to end up spending too much. So really, okay, I'd say I got like 2 weeks before I really have to decide, okay, what do I need to do? So I'm looking for clients who want to take English lessons, and I do have, okay, so I reached out to some people. I saw some other people I've known, and I gave out my information. I left it in one restaurant, and I'm going to do more of that. And I might meet a guy tomorrow. I don't know if I'm necessarily going to give him a lesson. He's a friend of mine, so we might hang out, or I don't know if he's not really clear in text, does he want a lesson tomorrow? But I at least, whatever we do, if I don't give him a lesson, I'm going to at least talk to him about this and see, can he, text his friends, whatever, and not trying to get a job. And can he call them or text them and get them to send me their info so I can talk to them. Click the like button, everybody, by the way. So, and straight line persuasion helps because it gives me the confidence to go out and do that. because it can be, you know, just putting yourself out there can be nerve-wracking. Also, I realize my Spanish is not perfect. People have different challenges for learning. Some people will be slow learners, some people will be quick learners, and knowing that I have to be able to adjust how I teach to anybody. But I know like the challenges of English, because the more I learn Spanish, the more I realize how strange English is and how it comes from a bunch of different languages, and how there's no way to know how to pronounce a word when you read it unless you already know English. You basically think about it like the word physician, PH, anything with PH. TH words can be difficult. Like the letter O, it can be O, it can be E, it can be eh. Like it can be so many different sounds, and you just have to hear the language. And so that's what I'm going to emphasize to people is just rules. You're going to be miserable if you just try and read and get all the rules and pronounce it, because you will never translate things directly. You have to hear how people use the language and hear the phrases over and over again, and that helps me in Spanish too, but fortunately Spanish is easier because it's phonetic, and I already have a lot of the background, you know, a lot of knowledge about Spanish, so I can already like just keep studying, and generally I got it. It's still important for me to listen to it though, so I listen to like Spanish language news broadcasts. I listen to Spanish comedy, or Spanish language comedy, not Spanish like from Spain. Hey Jeff, how's it going? Click the like button, everybody. That helps me out. So it was storming out today. We had like some bad hail, or I don't know I never heard this word before, like Graubin or something. What the hell? What are they talking about on the news? Groudon? Has anyone ever heard of that? I've never heard of that. And I'm just killing some time. It's my first Friday free in years. The only other Friday, the last one I had, I was free, was like in 2016. And I was only free because I took off to do some other work. I thought I was going to be training to be a sales trainer. Jordan Belfort's straight line persuasion. And I think everybody should learn it, even though it seems like from the people who are posting it online, it's very much something that only, it seems like, or majority white guys seem to be into and gravitating towards, and that speaks to how we, you know, tell people who, you know, what they're qualified for and what kind, you know, what their world is. This is something everyone can benefit from, but of course it's also Jordan Belfort is very much right-leaning as well, so he doesn't get like that as much as he does. I think try to outreach and everything. It's just his system. It seems like it's reaching in large part a culture of white guys who are part of the greater world of, you know, white supremacy. I don't mean they're, you know, directly like affirm those views, but they uphold and bolster their views, and, you know, whatever they believe. The world's fair as it is. It's equitable. Racism's been done away with. It doesn't matter. All that stuff. So anyways, now it's not too cold. Now I can't stay with my parents. My brother, who lives with them, who insisted with living with them after he got 2 convictions for assault and battery against me. He's also a white supremacist. Ben Shapiro fan, Mark Dice, Diamond and Silk. He likes stuff with Dinesh D'Souza in it. Just really terrible people. Milo Yiannopoulos, Joe Rogan. So terrible, terrible people. It's not too cold. No, it's kind of fine out. Not a big deal. As far like the weather, it was hailing quite strongly for a few minutes. It was bizarre how it was falling down. I filmed a little bit of it, and I might put it. Hey, Happy Life, how you doing? Welcome back. So yeah, today's my first day free. Let me walk over. So where should I walk to? Where people I can just stand, because I feel like anywhere I am, whatever. I'll just stand right here. My first Friday free in years. Now, I did for a time have Fridays off at my bar job, and so it's not that but it's been like 2 years since I've had a Friday off, and for that, except maybe, no, that was a Saturday. I got sick once, but I did have Fridays off for a little bit, a few weeks or months, I guess. my job Fridays and Saturdays. I was only working 2 days a week for a while I was in Annandale. I was just lucky my rent was so low I could barely get away with doing that. I don't really know how I managed to live like that. But this is my first weekend free. I almost feel like weird. I don't know what to do. I feel like I might just go back to the bar I work at tonight just to hang out there, because I'm like, I don't know what else to do. But I know what I'm going to do with my time. I'm going to study Spanish very hard. It's always kind of tedious studying out because, you know, it's like, it's nice at home. You can get up, go to the bathroom. I can leave my stuff. When I'm at a restaurant or cafe, every time I got to get up, bring my stuff. And when I say my stuff, I always got a bag with me with like notebooks. And also, I've been rewriting my movie script. I've been glad about that, making good progress. Every time, like, it's like I cannot see more than an inch in front of me. Every time I start writing, I'm like, that's it. I don't know how I'm going to write anymore. Sure enough, I managed to turn over that like speed bump and then keep going forward and get some momentum going forward. Now I'm not writing on notebooks, though. I'm writing my movie on my laptop, which I don't have right now. My mom's got it, and I didn't really have good timing to try and get it when she was home today. So I'm just going to study Spanish, focus on that. All right, IZ, or as you'd say in Spanish, EZ. EZ. I mixed up like Z with the Canadian or English pronunciation, Z. All right, see ya, IZ. Or EZ. And tomorrow I don't know if tomorrow or Sunday, probably, I think I'm going to meet a guy who needs English lessons. So that's really good. My parents are doing fine. I saw him yesterday. My dad's looking better and eating healthy and all that. After I kept pushing my mom, making me healthy. So now, once I gotta get some lessons going, because if I can get like 10 lessons a week, I'll be fine. I'll be basically, if I'm charging like $30 an hour. You're Greek? Oh, it's for Irene? Oh, okay, cool. If I can charge like $30 a lesson for an hour, which is a good price, and it depends, some people, I don't know if I'll charge less if they can't afford it, but as a rule, I'm going to charge $30 an hour. And like I said, that's a good price. And I'm a good teacher. I'm going to need 10 lessons a week or 10 hours a week. And that's not, think about 10 hours. That's it. It's easy work. I mean, that's easy. It's like fatiguing. It's draining because, you know, my mind has to be into it. And I'm talking a lot. I don't like talking a lot. This is the most I ever talk on these live streams. I get tired of talking. It's hurting my ears too. Like I said, I got earplugs in. Because at McDonald's I was at the other day, oh, the machines in the kitchen were just beep. Oh my goodness, it's hurting. And I had earplugs in too, so, and it's hurting my ears now to hear the vibrations of my voice. So I need to eventually just be totally quiet for like 5 days to let my ears recover. But if I get like 10 lessons a week, I'm good. Like as far as just gonna be able to keep going the way I am. If I get 20 lessons a week, now that seems like a lot, but really, what is it? Like, say if I just do it 6 days a week, whatever, I don't care. I'm willing to do it 7 days a week, it doesn't matter. It's like 2 a day, so 3 a day, if I did it 7 days a week. 4, still not a ton. And that is kind of a lot. What was I talking about, 20? Oh, that's if I do 20 hours. I don't know if I'm really trying to do that many, because also I'd be driving around meeting people at maybe 20, what's 20 times 30, 600 a week? That's the most money I'll have ever made, like on a regular basis in a week. So that right there would be enough for me to start thinking about if I want to rent a home or rent a room. I don't know, because like, I'm still protesting landlords. I hate landlords. I'm getting by fine being homeless, but I also realize like it's, I don't know. I don't know if I want to get a home or not. Still something to think about, and also that is a lot of money to rent a place. And I'm still like, how bad do I need it? I mean, main reason I'd want it, have a place to write, and edit videos, to write screenplays on my laptop and edit videos. That's it. Uh, who knows? Even if I got a place, maybe I'd still sleep in my car sometimes and just go to the gym wherever. But see, that would suck because I would be constantly thinking about, well, I'm spending money on this room. Why shouldn't I just take advantage of it? So that's the bad part. It's like I don't really like need a room to sleep in. It would be kind of good. Um, I don't know. It's a tricky thing to decide, and I'd be spending money out the ass again. I'd be spending probably at least $1,000 on rent every month. And if I'm making 600 a week, and that's a pretty good week. If I'm doing that 20 lessons a week, that's kind of a lot. But who knows? Maybe I'd try it. Because there's certainly enough people around here who are interested in learning English. 600 times 4, what's that? 2,400? Is that right? Oh, wait. Yeah, that's right. $2,400 a month. And what's that? That is still very little money. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez was just talking about how she pays her staff in D.C. a living wage, like no less than $52,000 a year. If I'm making 600 a week, that's like 24,000 a year. Or okay, whatever, 28,000 a year. So you see how little money that is for this region. Another region, sure, that'd be great. So that still leaves me a lot of questions, a lot of, but sort of dilemma. But it's good because, like, for now, I'm glad to just be out, and it's like I got to keep moving, even if I feel a little bit down, which I don't. Man, it's been a big difference. I've gone through a lot of changes since I first went homeless. When I first went homeless, I was so scared and lost and depressed. Now it's like, I'm glad to do it. And things overall are going well. And even a few very small moments when I feel a little down, like today I was feeling it. I was like, I just got to go to the next place. I got to go. I got to start studying because I don't want to feel like I'm lost and there's no point in doing anything. But it's very expensive to live around here. Very, very expensive. So I don't know how most people do it. It's horrible. Well, I know how most people do it. They work 1 or 2 jobs. Even a lot of staffers in D.C. in the Senate and Congress work 2 jobs and have to have roommates and basically just work their whole lives. And that's it. And maybe believe this delusion that someday you'll be the one who's the boss over others and the one who's making more money. When this whole system is so horrible. Yep, it's very easy to spend money. I've still been spending a lot while homeless. That money, the amount's gone down. I've been tracking it, but it's still way too much. And actually, my job was a big problem for that because if I would run out of groceries towards the end of the week, once I would be working on the weekend, it would be hard for me to make time to go to the grocery store, or at least to go to Aldi, and then I would have to spend money out, and go to work, get up late, same thing. And so it's like half the week I wasn't really able to get groceries that easily, that weren't super expensive. And as a result, I was still spending a lot of money. So now, at least I can be much more like, now it's much easier for me to save money on food. Again, problem. I got to get clients. That's not really the biggest problem. I could go out and just try and I'll get clients. And I got like 2 weeks maybe before I really need to make money. 3 if I really save up, or really am careful about what I spend. And I'm figuring out ways to be careful about that, and also just not eat much, and just be glad with what I eat and get cheap. Aldi is great. They keep offering different stuff that's so cheap. They got like packets of tuna for like 88 cents, sardine cans for like 85 cents. So all that stuff's real good. Loaf of bread for $1.50. Not even bothering going to the food pantry pickup sites because it's out of my way, and that's spending money on gas. So it's like I could spend, like about a gallon of gas, which is like $2.50 now, or I could just go to Aldi and pick it up with my other stuff for $1.50. Irish Fur, I was a bouncer for 5.5 years. I just quit. I finished up, I gave my 2 weeks notice, finished all that stuff. I might even go by my old job last night just to hang out. I don't know. I feel weird, like not working on weekends. But this is my first weekend free, where I'm not working in 5.5 years, or about 5.5 years. Um, Not that I was always working every day of the weekends, but this is my first Friday free in like 2 years. I took one Friday off like 2 years ago, and it was only to do some other work. And before that, I had Fridays and Saturdays off for a while, but I was working other Thursdays and Sundays anyways. Well, that's what I'm trying now, Star, is to get the cheap stuff. That's what Aldi is great for. I almost said oldie. Sounded like I'm from New York or something. That's what happens. I watch so many like New York movies. That's the only place I can shop at, basically. Anywhere else, you just spend out the ass. You spend so much money at Harris Teeter, Safeway, Giant. Giant's like one of the worst ones. Shoppers Food Warehouse can be all right. Even a lot of like Hispanic grocery stores, they can be kind of expensive too. Some like Asian supermarkets like H Mart have good prices, but I haven't gone into any of those lately. I used to go when I lived in Annandale, but they do have good prices. Thanks, Nostar. Getting a little bit cold. How's my battery doing? 61%? Not too bad. Thanks, Nostar. I'm glad about what I'm doing. Glad I quit my job. It's funny, my mom's not happy about it, and she only finally understood the other day. Even though I did the video, I talked about it right in front of her. She still asked me, "Are you going to work this week?" I said no. I was like, she's like, "Oh, that's not good." I said, "I told you, I quit. I finished." You wish you could quit your aid, man. No doubt, a lot of people do. Pet sitting business. Yeah, I could. I guess I could dog walk and stuff. I don't know. I just don't want to. Not interested. Hey, if I had to, I would. Before, I wasn't interested in tutoring English, but now I am. Partly because also my Spanish is better now. So maybe I'll be interested in dog walking someday. After all, like, you can make pretty good money at it. And I don't know. Or dog sitting, pet sitting, whatever. I gotta admit, it's partly fear that I don't want to do it. That's partly why I didn't want to teach English earlier. But now, I'm just not interested in pet sitting, dog walking, whatever. If I needed to, sure I would. For the moment, I don't really see the need to. Also, I know that if I'm teaching Spanish or teaching English, I could learn Spanish quickly myself because I'd be practicing my Spanish, and I'd get a lot of referrals. Because each person I'm going to say, like, okay, at the end of the lesson, I want you to tell me 3 people, and go ahead and text them right now. Tell them that I give English lessons. Oh, thanks, Irish Fur. You used to be a refugee? Whoa, no star. My vertigo is fine. Yeah, you saw my video about it. So that video is getting so popular. People keep finding it. Thousands and thousands of people each day are finding it. It's going to end up my most popular video, or my most highly seen video. But my vertigo is fine. I had it that one night, and that was the night, one of the rare nights I missed work. I threw up. It treated it. And I only had a little latent nausea afterwards, and I had a very slight vertigo the next 1 or 2 days. After another 2 days doing the Epley maneuver, it was cured. Didn't have it. It's fine. Once in a while, I've gotten a very vague feeling of vertigo since then. All I had to do is the Epling maneuver again. I didn't even have to do the full thing, like lying down. I would just lean back and do it standing up and turn around. That would just clear it up. It's like flush it out. Oh, 1988. Cool, Irish Fur. So did you just discover my channel? But people gonna have vertigo for different reasons. Some people, I don't know if it might be induced by hormones, and other people can have more like chronic versions of vertigo, which sucks, man. I'm glad I had just a very acute version, which was easily treatable. And I can't believe, wow, you just found me, cool. Yeah, man, I totally understand wanting to quit your job, and it's one of my favorite things to hear about. Meaning when people talk about work, I just love stories of work and people being miserable at their jobs. I don't love people being miserable at them, but I'm so like a giddy. I laugh and laugh when I think about people. I don't know, something about it I like. It's just very compelling to me, very interesting. And filming rap videos, thinking of making some videos. I've actually shot a hip-hop music video before. If you look up High Off Life, Lonely People, that samples the Beatles song. I shot and edited that music video in like 2012 or no, 11? 2011, I think. Maybe 2012. Yeah, right. I'd be interested again in the future, definitely. I'd love to, yeah. It's a question of, how I put it together, and if I have somebody who's on board for the vision I have, or if we agree on a vision for a video, definitely I would do that. That'd be really cool. The thing is, when I say on board for a vision, the vision for the video would have to be cheap, low budget. Think, Robert Rodriguez filmmaking. He just did this new movie, like Red 41 or Red 11 or something, that he made for $7,000, which is how much his first movie cost, El Mariachi. And and $7,000 doesn't go as far now, although in some ways it goes further because now you have digital cameras. You don't have to deal with film, although it can be about as expensive to shoot digital, and it can and you have special effects that are much more accessible before, that didn't exist back then. Love my hoodies. Love my hoodies. Cool. This is the same jacket I always wear. It's some cheap thing. The zipper breaks off all the time. Thanks, but yeah, I always wear this jacket. I threw away. I had a giant, like, big puffy jacket, like Notorious B.I.G. would wear or something, and it was just, first of all, it was too big. I just didn't want to wear it much, and I had it in the trunk of my car, and it got stained from like the rain and everything coming down in the trunk, and it was just awful, so I just threw it away. Thanks, Irish Fur. So if I get Spanish-speaking clients who want to learn English, I'm going to tell them, like, I'm going to guide them through a sale, and I say that in a good way. It's not trying to get more money out of them or anything. It's making them feel good and empowered about what they're doing, the decision they're making, understanding their needs. So a lot of us sale is just asking questions. How is your English now? What are your fears studying it? What are the challenges? If you know some English, what are your concerns? Have you tried getting a tutor before? Did you have a good experience? Bad one, that's all. And just, making sure that they're a good fit for you, and then letting them know, hey, this is a perfect fit. So I'm going to help. This is how you need to go forward, and whatever. I'm not trying to give everybody the same lesson. So I want to make sure each person gets something that's really customized for them, and then ask them for referrals. So, okay, can you just go ahead and text right now, like 2 or 3 people that can or that need English lessons or are interested. That's all. So I know I'm going to get referrals that way. Now, I guess I'd be willing to travel. Hey, Lynx, how's it going? Oh yeah, did you all check out my mom's Jimmy Kimmel video? That was cool. That was That was one of the collaborations I was talking about that we were trying to make happen for so long. Steve, I guess I'd be willing to. My question is, why would you want to pay for me to travel there? Would you just put me on a bus or what? Because how badly do you me as opposed to anybody else? I'm in Northern Virginia, so that's quite a distance. I'm willing to. I mean, I'd be willing to for a good job. And if we have this, a vision that works together. Thanks. Yeah, that was really good. Links. The what's in your fridge, and I love that high energy, like goofy game show thing where they start at the beginning. I just love that whole like, hey everybody, we're gonna evoke the memory of old game shows and stuff and say what's in your fridge. I just love doing that. Do I like the rain? It's actually really annoying being homeless. That's the worst part, sort of the practical experience of being homeless, which is when it rains, just everything gets wet, the door gets wet, the trunk stuff in the trunk gets wet, food gets wet, everything gets wet. It's really annoying. So that's what I don't like about the rain. And I try and keep my notebooks dry when I walk, all that stuff. Yeah, thanks, Nastar. Yeah, that was a lot of fun, the Jimmy Kimmel video. Go check that out if you haven't, or watch it again. Angelo's mom plays What's in Your Fridge on Jimmy Kimmel Live. That was fun. Oh, and hey, Pickle Boy and Bridget are expecting, Bridget is expecting a baby. Pickle Boy's just going to watch. But Bridget West is pregnant. So, man, good for her. Good for both of them. And Pickle Boy. Old friends. And I've been a fan of them for years. And I've met them both. Steve, I don't know, whatever. Steve, okay, can you email me flyingovertroutam@gmail.com, and trout is spelled with a 0. Go to my about page on my YouTube channel, and you can also see my email address or message me on Twitter or something. Because my question for you is, why would you want to hire me? How badly do you want me and like my vision? Because I don't have a very established track record on music videos. Don't get me wrong, I'm very influenced by them. Some of my favorite filmmakers directed a lot of them. David Fincher, Alex Proyas, Spike Jonze. And I've directed a few before and always super low budget, and I'd like to direct more in the future, and it's a great way to, it's like a little film school, but that's also telling a little story and getting a story out there. My question for you is, I'm just confused. I'm like, I'm flattered, but I'm like, well, why would you want me? Like, am I that established as filmmaker? I mostly have made home videos for the last couple of years. I made some little like sort of short films, commercial parodies and stuff. Is it, do you want something funny for a hip hop video? What do you think I would do that other people couldn't do? I'd be glad to do it, but this is really part of the sales process, making sure like, am I going to give you what you need? Is this going to be a good experience for you? I just don't understand why you'd want to hire me all the way from 600 miles away. I mean, flight or bus is fine, I guess. Either one, because even if I'm on a bus and it's it's not as fun because the flight. It's starting to rain. Get in my car. Even on a bus, I can still film about the experience, even though I, be kind of bored and everything, and have to spend a day. But I have no job to get back to, so that's a good thing. But make music like my films. Well, like I said, if you really want to, send me some of your music. And flyingovertroutam@gmail.com. Trout is spelled with a 0. Talk about details, how this would work out. If you have a vision for the video, or if you want my vision for it. And see, from my idea is because I have such limited means, and I don't have a bunch of cameras or anything, is to do it taking full advantage of the fact that it's low budget and that it would be cheap looking, and play that up and embrace that and make that super fun, like Tim and Eric. So maybe like shoot something at a public access studio in your area, or that would be cool. Give it an actual public access look, and then play with that and play it up, and amp it up and make it even more wild. Or shoot something on a cell phone. And but my thinking is kind of like Spike Jonze's videos, which can be, a lot of them can have very high-tech stuff, but a lot of them can be super, super simple. Like, remember he did the video for Fatboy Slim, Praise You? Now, that video was shot on, like, actual video, I guess, like VHS. He and some dancers did, a poorly choreographed, very funny dance routine outside a movie theater that they didn't even have permits to shoot. And at one point, it's like the manager of the theater came out and tried to break it up, and then Spike Jonze just jumped on him and hugged him. So like that, it embraced the spontaneity and the low budget nature of it. It didn't try and dress it up and make it look really expensive. So that's the kind of thing you'd be looking at doing, is with me, is something like super fun but low budget, and getting the most excitement out of something that looks really cheap, and just being creative. So Spike Jonze didn't need to put the money into film stock and cinematographers and everything. His Fatboy Slim video, Praise You, which if you haven't seen it, go look it up. Fatboy Slim Praise You music video. All the value of the video comes not from the budget, but from the idea and the fun of it, and how silly it is. So that's the kind of music video I would try and make. No matter what the hip-hop, that whatever the subject is, I try and make it something that sort of is like an alternate way of telling that story in the video, in the song. So whatever the song is, I might not try and do the direct thing, of like maybe the artist, you or whoever, rapping to the camera, or whatever else images that are in the video. I would try and do like the alternate version of it. Spike Jonze did a hip-hop music video, by the way. It was so amazing. I forget the name of it, but if you look up something like Spike Jonze backwards music video, they shot the entire thing backwards and figured out like how to say all the words in the song, so that when they played it backwards, it all worked out, so it would go forward, and it would look like they're saying the words in real time, instead of like flipping all the words and saying them backwards. And so of course the movement is real weird in the video too, because I guess they had to like walk backwards in the video to make it look like they're moving forward, and they don't even try and like hide it. Like it's played backwards. But stuff like that, that's very playful, that's what I would try and do. Make something that's really, really fun. I've seen so many music videos where somebody's, singing to the camera. Or I would only do that if I could really make it look beautiful or something. And I'm not trying to do that on a super low budget video. So I'm letting you know, like I would try and do something wildly imaginative but cheap. Also, because sometimes whatever you like to be will be, it's not... Also, my mom would be funny to have in the video, even though she would not come to New Hampshire. I just know that now. It would be funny if I shot video of her and put it in the video too. That would be funny, to have, my goofy mom in a hip-hop video. So right there's something else that would make your video really different. And again, try and make it creative, exciting, dynamic. Have fun with it. We maybe have to go to different locations around here or something, shoot something. I can't remember, there's this one video, some group shot it backstage at like a concert, and they just got some guy, like they filmed it on their cell phone, and they just got some guy to dance and just make up a dance for like 3 minutes for the song. I forget. Can anybody remember that? I forget. I don't even know what song it was or what group. If it was, what genre, I don't remember. Any movies I'm planning on seeing? A lot of movies. Actually, Saturday I'm going to see something. I forget what it's called. But I'm going to see a free movie on Saturday. So finally, I get to... Oh, that, man, I was going to forget to see that unless you reminded me. Yeah, I'm going to go see a free movie tomorrow. I'm going to try and live stream with my mom, definitely. It's just timing's difficult. Even with me now being free, she's still very limited in her schedule, and weekends are kind of out for the most part. I don't know. Gonzo journalism, I like that. We got to make a Gonzo music video. Angelo, you already work on some kind of new school Gonzo journalism. Thanks. Yeah, I'm showing you what it's like for me. It's not super, I just farted. It's not like super difficult out here. It's, you know, suburbs, it's nice areas. But I'm also disgusted with the disparity and how areas are neglected and crapped on and underfunded. And, you know, obviously there's movements with people, with community organizers, and some of it's filtering up to politicians to, you know, get more equitable treatment, get better paying jobs. It's hurtful to see old people working in service jobs and just knowing they're not getting paid much. I'm like, I just want go over and hand this person money. I don't, but I want to. Like, I feel so bad. I'm like, why should they not be paid well? I want them to be paid so well they're happy to come in. Steve, it's not in the description. It's in the About page. Go to the About page on my channel. Let me know. So we can talk it out from there. Email me. And if you can send me tracks of your music, send it to me. And tell me why you want to hire me. Part of, I was talking about straight line persuasion before. Part of the benefit of it is knowing how to qualify my clients. So, and that you do that by asking questions. So I want to know, why do you want to hire me? Because if you tell me something that's totally not related to what I do or what I'd be interested in, I'll be like, okay, actually, this is not a good fit for me. But if you see something in what I do in these home videos, and occasionally I do, you know, goofy stuff. I did some weird commercial parodies at my house in Arlington. I did a little Spanish language commercial for timanderic.com. I don't know if many of you saw that. And the Annandale videos. So if you want something, you know, if there's something you see there, finally I'm getting some good light here. Thank you. My cinematographer is outside the car. Then let me know. You know, tell me why you want to hire me. And I'll try and make something interesting, whether it's funny, whether it's dark, dramatic. Logic's got a new album out. Oh my goodness, everybody, check that out. I saw part of one of the videos for it. It was so cool, where he's covered in blood. Covered in fake blood. But that was really cool. So, man, he's just pumping out material like crazy. It feels like he just had the Keanu Reeves album. And now, I just forgot. It's like a 3-name out, but it's the name of something to do with movies, I think. I can't even remember now. I just saw it like last night or this morning. The announcement. Well, thanks, Steve. So, the video about my landlord, yeah, screw her. And screw all landlords. Well, Steve, like I said, just message me. And, you know, if you're the artist, tell me about your music and any images you might want in there. And if it's worth it for you to bring me there. Because, again, I'm not bringing you a ton of fame. It might get a few thousand views, the video. If we're lucky, it'll go viral. But as a rule, it kind of like, it'll probably just get a few thousand views. It's not going to, you know, you're going to be spending money to bring me to New Hampshire. And also, I got to make sure I can trust you, too. I don't know you. So, you're bringing me out there, and I don't know if you shot videos before. You know, I want to make sure, like, I understand what you want, and you understand what I can do. So that you don't expect me to produce something that's wildly unrealistic. So, email me, let me know. Keep it short. If you got to write something long, write it long. Don't send it. Read it again to yourself. Take a few hours, read it again, and then figure out what I need to hear. Shorten it. I'm not going to read a whole huge long thing. You know, keep it on point. All right, Steve. Well, let me know. Email me, like I said. And that'd be cool. Hey, if we make a connection here, great. If not, no big deal. But let me know. I'd be happy to shoot. Again, my thinking is play up how cheap it looks. So maybe I don't even know. By the way, do I even need to, like we'd see, do I even need to come to New Hampshire? I could potentially make a video that's just my mom dancing to your video, or maybe do a test video of that. Just like one video of my mom dancing. If you like that, if that does well, then I'll go to New Hampshire, do another one. Okay, sure. Well, everybody's getting an inside look into how the biz works, the homeless entertainment industry. What do you mean? How do I... Okay, yes, how do I keep warm at night? And then you said not necessarily physically speaking? Well, how else would I stay warm? I stay warm with a sleeping bag. So I have a Sub-Zero sleeping bag. That's great. Never had any problem. Maybe like twice when it was like below zero, I felt like I was just slightly, a little bit, not even like cold, just a little bit, like just felt a little slight drop in the temperature, but I was still pretty comfortable. Maybe I needed to like put on it helped to put on a thermal shirt under it. Where I'm making your music from. What's one of your tracks about, Steve? Just tell me, just like brief, just like, you know, what is it? Not description really, but just a brief, not pitch, but what's it called? Not summary, just the setup, or what is it? What's it called? Like just the premise. That's it. Premise. You know, songs about what? Where you see the world. Okay, if you think it's necessary. Steve, I would say plan everything out. So before you do that with me, make sure you walk through where you want to show me yourself and make sure, do I really need to see it or not? Because I don't want to waste your time. As much as, you know, even, again, good salesperson is ethical. I'm not going to take your money unless I feel like I can give you something you need. If you know, don't walk through it first and see for yourself, okay, you need to show Angelo this, then it's kind of like, I don't want to accept your money if you don't know that you're giving me a good value. Because, you know, I'm trying to give people something they really want and need for a value. So let me know. And again, maybe you could shoot a test video to go up, and it could just be around here and really funny and silly and no budget. And then if you like that, then do another one. Anyways, so that's pretty cool. Hey, appreciate it. Do you perform live, by the way? And how do you record your stuff? Do you just have your own, like, you know, studio, or do you do it in a garage or something? Or you got a access to a studio you rent? You don't perform live? So, how do you record stuff? Six, no comment. I don't listen to music, I mean, except Logic, but I don't have like much time to listen to anything. My ears just, now I'm feeling it, how, like, you know, the sort of pain in them, but they're doing all right. They're getting better. Thanks, Nostar. Yeah, I am. I'm gonna turn on my engine to charge my phone a little bit, and my car's not starting that well. I might need a new starter soon. Oh, it started and I stopped. There. Oh, cool. You go to a studio, and do you mix the stuff yourself and put in the tracks, or do you get someone else to? Oh yeah, the rash is pretty much gone, I think. Yeah, rash is gone, I guess. I can't really tell if it's like razor burn or scars or what. So I still only shave like once every 3 or 4 days. I shaved today. I'm a little rough on my skin, but I think it's pretty much gone. I still put on tea tree oil pretty much every day. Thanks, Nostar. Again, click the like button, everybody. That helps me out. Let me see. I guess it's just razor burn that I have. I don't know, like a little redness on my face. Yeah, I think because it doesn't really hurt. And it's definitely not, you know, the big like lesions like I had before, or whatever you call them. Anyways, so yeah, it's mostly fine, but it's a little frustrating. Oh, they mix it and put down the tracks? Okay. Oh, you're trying to mix on an iPad Pro too? Man, iPad, putting us into the future. I still have my old one, by the way, if anyone wants to buy it. I've used it like 3 times or something. I forget what, iPad Air or something. It's all whatever, it's unlocked, so if anyone wants it, just go ahead. I'll make me an offer. I was trying to sell it locally before, but now I'm like, I'll ship it, I guess. I don't care. Just want to get rid of it. You haven't put anything out public yet? I would say put stuff out public first. Get some feedback. Put it on SoundCloud or something. You at least want a little practice, because what I don't want is for you to regret it once you put up a video. Even put it on YouTube and just put a picture or something of the album cover. Or just practice taking pictures of the locations you want the music videos to be in, because I don't want you to put it up and then all of a sudden regret it or feel remorse and be like, oh, I didn't want to put it out there, now you're embarrassed by it. You got to put stuff out there, whether you're a comedian, a musician, whatever, filmmaker, writer. You have to get people's feedback. So I don't know if I'd be comfortable doing it without you first putting something out there and making sure you're comfortable, you know, putting your stuff in the public. Financially set up? Well, that's good to hear. You have a video out? Well, again, I'm saying put stuff out there, whether it's just upload videos to your channel, even if it's just you put text on it and no picture. Something, so it's out there. I've been watching Sunset, 2 subs. What does that mean? 13 people here. Click the like button. 14 people here. Click the like button, everybody. Thanks for joining. Yeah, I have PayPal. But email me. We don't need to get into all the specifics of all this. Let me know. But I do recommend, I don't know if I would go forward unless you put stuff out there, because I don't want you to put up a video and then be like, oh, I regret it. I should have changed something. I wish I had a little more knowledge first. Why do that? There's no need to do that before you've actually put stuff out in public. Oh, you've been watching since 2 subs? What? Steve, it's not about me. It's about your process. That's why I'm recommending that. I'm saying that as someone who's been putting out videos for 10 years and worked with musicians who have, you know, I've recorded them live and then will say, oh, this song I don't like so much, whatever. And then even after that, later they say, oh, actually, I do want that song up. Do you still have it? And in one case, my hard drive had crashed, and they got back to me years later, and I was like, sorry, I don't have it anymore. That hard drive crashed. I couldn't recover that song. Click the like button, everybody. That helps this video get recommended by YouTube. So I'm going to study a lot of Spanish today. I don't know if I'm going to go hang out somewhere tonight. Like, I'm not trying to spend much money. I don't have a lot of money, especially now that I'm unemployed. And even being unemployed is expensive, because think about it, I got my cell phone bill, gas, food. Food's expensive. Gas prices are going up. It's like $2.50 a gallon around here. It was going close to $2 at some gas stations. Now it's going way up. Car insurance. I still got a bill with an old job that I got to pay every month. Gym membership. That right there is hundreds of dollars. Yeah, I'm going to cook with my mom maybe next week. I don't know. We haven't talked about that yet. But well, we're always trying to make more recipes because people like those. And my mom enjoys doing them. What would I be open to? What do you mean? As far as a job? because I just want to tutor people in English now, Spanish speakers in English. So I'm going to go inside soon and study my Spanish. Thanks, Frosty. I'm going to get clients, Spanish speakers who want to learn English. And I may be meeting someone tomorrow, and I'm going to keep trying to get referrals, and I'm leaving up, like notes or little flyers in restaurants where they're like, Spanish, a lot of Spanish speakers there, and they may be owned by Spanish speakers and immigrants. Yeah, I want to be a tutor because, first of all, I want to help immigrants, and I hate the racism that's being put out against them, and it's always been around. It's just worse lately. And I believe it's something people can benefit from, and it's helpful to them, and I understand the challenges of learning English, and I think I can make it fun. And also, I'd be helping someone directly. I don't want to work a job for somebody else and getting paid a wage and expected to work certain hours and expected a boss to be over me. I want to work directly with someone else. I don't want to have a boss. So this way I get to make my own hours. I can work with people I like. I can help people, and I'll be practicing my own Spanish too. Maybe I'll make Spanish language videos. I've spoken Spanish in videos, but I've never, I have made like 2 funny videos in Spanish, but, or maybe Spanish language movies, or I don't know what else. No, I cannot live with my mom. Thanks, Frosty. What do you mean you were around when I had 2 subscribers? It's almost hard. It's hard to believe. I know somebody was there. Just I can't believe that's 10 years ago. I don't 6. I don't speak Greek, so I can't speak that to Greek speakers. I mean, actually, technically, you kind of could. I remember watching a documentary about the French Foreign Legion and how they teach English to people from all over French to people from all over the world. And even if they don't have someone who, can speak your language, it's like they just start slow and simple, like hold up an object and say the word for it. And after a while, you're expected to pick it up, and, they're pretty strict on discipline. Well, I don't speak Greek, so it's going to be a big barrier for me, and I don't know the challenges of learning Greek to English. Spanish to English, I understand much better. Español a inglés entiendo mucho mejor, porque entiendo los retos de aprender la idioma. Well, Nasdar, that's how it is. I'm going to be homeless for a while, probably. This is weird. I don't this is so weird, but it's nice to have weekends free. And so much I want to do. And I'm trying to go to bed earlier. I haven't really been successful in that, so that I can actually get up. And because the thing is, my mom's always ready to do stuff by a certain time in the afternoon. It's bad when I'm especially when I was working and I would wake up around that time. Now I should be trying to go to bed earlier so I can get ready for my day earlier and then be up during the day to do stuff. As it is, it's kind of like my day starting right now. I was at the gym until 3:30. Went and ate in my car for 30 minutes, 45 minutes. Just relaxed there a little bit too. I always get lazy in my car. And then drove over here and started this live stream. Oh, wow. Police abuse. Hey, police in this country are really bad. It just says, "Oh, hey, crazy Jake. Hey, don't call me creepy." I don't know if I can cover stuff as journaling. I don't know. Maybe I'd interview you, Steve. Oh, wow. If you're in the process of filing charges, I don't know if it would mess with your, case if you put stuff on video. So I don't know. It's up to you. Maybe I'd just, interview you about it, talk about it. Because, yeah, obviously I have a lot of problems with police, and I think police, it's not even about individual police. Policing as a whole needs to be totally reformed. It does not make us safer. Police is about, the police are about protecting rich people's interests. Don't email documents, Steve, please. Take it one step at a time. I appreciate it, though, and I hope things go well for you with that. Let's start simple. Start with a music video. I'm already overwhelmed with stuff. I don't know how overwhelmed you are, but just start there and let me know. You know what your interest is and why you want to work with me. Again, I still don't understand why. I know why I'd want to work on music videos. Like I'd like to. It just I don't know why someone else would hire me. So again, just let me know that. Frosty, you can send me money. I got Super Chat, so you can send it on YouTube. And although YouTube takes a significant cut, it's my understanding, or you can send it on Patreon or Streamlabs. It's a brick wall. I don't know. What do you want to know? It's a brick wall behind me. Oh, I always look creepy. What am I supposed to do? You can donate if you want, Frosty. I'm not pushing people, but I do ask. If you like my videos and support me, you know, you can donate $1. Like, it really helps when people just donate $1. If everyone thinks so, it's not going to, you know, Angelo's not going to appreciate it unless it's like several dollars or 5 or 10. That's not true at all. $1 makes a huge difference. And if several people do it, I'm good. Like, that's all I need. I only need a little bit to keep going because I'm still trying to make money other ways, and I have a little savings from my job. Well, really, it's like less debt because of my job, not more savings. 15 people here. Hey, thanks for joining me. Click the like button. That helps get this video recommended by YouTube. But yeah, you can if people want to donate, just donate $1. Don't make it hard on yourself, and don't think I'm not going to appreciate it or give you a shout out for it, because it helps so much. And if people just donate $1, think about it. If like 6 people do that, that's a big difference for me. Thanks, Nastar. Hey, thanks, Crazy Jake. Yeah, so you can donate on Streamlabs in the description, Patreon, or YouTube, the Super Chat, and it'll show up right now. So I appreciate it. If you want to donate, thanks so much. It helps keep me going because this is kind of my full-time job right now, and I have put a lot of money into my YouTube channel, and YouTube does not pay much. And that's a lot of YouTubers that go through that. Thanks, Nastar. Hey, if I'm in Canada, maybe I'll be around. And so the next step, looks like tomorrow, I was talking to a guy, looks like tomorrow I'll be I was going to say in Canada. I'm looking at you saying Canada. Tomorrow I might be meeting with a guy. I don't know if I'll be giving him an English lesson. I would like to, but I don't know. If I'll be doing that, or we'll just be hanging out. He's a friend. I've known him for a while, and if he does, great. If he does need an English lesson, great. We'll start from there. And I know he'll like it and he'll appreciate it because he's been, you know, scared to start learning, and you know, he needs a good teacher. So I can make it easy, fun, as easy as possible. So I have less fun than you, but. When teeth wet, what? Oh, my ears are still messed up. They're still hurting. I still got the earplugs in. They're getting better slowly, and I'm around less loud noise. It's just this one McDonald's I was at, it was just fucking everything. Every second was like, bleep, 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 click, 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 click. The TV's going. Multiple TVs with different stuff going. Oh my goodness. Every McDonald's, by the way, has like different stuff playing in their lobbies, if they have anything playing. Some don't have TVs. Some have these weird music remixes. I'm trying to remember now. What the hell do the other ones have? Some have like current pop music. Some have the news. I don't know. It's just a lot of stuff. But this one, it was fucking awful. Oh my goodness. I cannot go in there. Oh, excuse me. So for now, I'm trying to protect my ears, and hey, Chris. Thanks for joining. Oh, thanks, Six. Yeah, YouTube's great if you want to learn anything. The thing that's frustrating about learning a language on YouTube, it's like too slow for me. Like when I look up Spanish stuff, I'm like, this is done for the people who learn at the slowest pace. And that's fine. It's just not for me. I want to learn at a different pace. I want to do stuff my own speed. Oh, cool, Frosty. Again, click the like button, everybody. That helps get this to the top of YouTube. So you're seeing a guy. This is my first weekend off in years. Well, sort of like I had weekends off before, but it was because I was traveling for videography. So this is my first weekend without actual work, although I'll still be working. I'm working now on the video. Hey, this is the kind of job I like, I want. I might be given a Spanish, or I keep thinking teaching Spanish. English lesson tomorrow. I might be given an English lesson tomorrow. I don't know. I got a little time before that becomes really an issue, but I want to start as soon as possible. So I might, excuse me, I thought I was getting a message. I might give an English lesson tomorrow, and so this is me being homeless, jobless, and just thinking, okay, like I've got enough skills and resources where I can figure out how to make money somehow. And I'm going to put more time in videos. I'm writing a screenplay, which I'm really looking forward to. I'm studying more Spanish. My Spanish is pretty good. And I want to give English lessons to Spanish speakers. Oh, my ears are... It's like hearing the vibrations of my own voice go through the earplugs and into my ears. It's hurting me. But what can I do? I literally need to be silent for a few days to let my ears fully recover, but they'll get there. I just got to avoid that one fucking McDonald's that was so damn loud. And most of the time still wear earplugs. Like even bathrooms with the hand dryers, they can be kind of loud. Wear earplugs when I use those. Just protecting my ears all the time. And I've been finding new places to sleep. Now that I'm not tied down to my job, it's like I just drive around and see, well, where do I want to sleep today? I think I've slept in like 4 different places in the last few days. And normally I'll switch it up anyways. But now I'm like, hey, I don't even remember where I slept last night. Okay, now I do. I just thought of it. But I'm just finding new places to sleep. So it's good because it's like, you know, I always know, it's never been an issue, but I just know that, you know, like I can always find different places and not... you know, get too much attention, and that's when people can say, oh, you're not allowed to sleep here, you know, park here if you're going to sleep. Yeah, I know Pickle Boy. I filmed with him before. And I shot the video for the Angry Grandpa Walking Dead prank, the news footage. He asked me to shoot that. So again, click the like button, everybody. That helps me out. How's the battery doing? It's slowly going down in charge. Not too bad. Going for a little while now. Oh, that's cool, Frosty Clan. So we'll see where the and who knows, I bet the, you know, giving English lessons, first of all, I'm going to learn a lot more Spanish because my Spanish still isn't fluent. It's getting pretty good to the point where I can listen to stuff like Spanish language comedians and understand way more than I could before. Oh, I was so frustrated before. I was learning very slowly, but I was learning. That's the thing. It wasn't like I was learning nothing. But now I can actually learn, understand more and more, and I'm picking it up a lot faster. So I'm going to learn, and who knows, you know, what kind of people I'll meet, and, you know, what I'll learn from them, and experiences I have. So that'll just be interesting, and I'm glad to do it. I'm glad to, you know, find a niche that other people are ignoring, because as many Spanish speakers as we have in this country, and people who speak Spanish and English, we still have so many people who would like to learn English and who need to learn it, but don't have anyone offering it in a way that makes sense to them, and it seems like it's really going to benefit them. Because this is not a class. They don't have to go out of their home and leave at a certain time, whatever. I can schedule it when they need and just be in their home and do it. Where else do people get tutored? Because the thing is, like, I don't necessarily want to do it at a cafe because we'd have to speak up a little bit, or a library. And I don't want to be distracted like at somewhere noisy. Weather's pretty nice out still. Even though it hailed earlier, and whatever this stuff called, they called it like Grauben or something. I don't know what this is, but they were talking about it on the radio, and I read it online. Oh, my ears are hurting from me talking now. Let me see if they actually hurt less, I think, when I have these out, because I can hear the fullness, like the vibration of everything in my ears. And I'm a little tired. I didn't sleep that great last night. I'll put these back in anyways. But I think I'm going to have so many more interesting experiences. Oh, excuse me. And I got to get scissors, teaching English, and I got to get scissors. So when do I have scissors here? No. So when I write down on a piece of paper, like a flyer that says, I give English lessons, please take, my information. It's like you cut it out in ribbons. I was tearing it and like, it's uneven, so it'll be nice to just cut it anyways. Just gotta go get a pair of scissors. No, I don't feel anxiety without an income. I'm not worried about it, because I was miserable. Not always miserable, but I was fairly, frustrated, just working a job, doing the same thing all the time, same routine, and being tied to my home and not liking my roommates and not wanting a landlord, period. And so I already know what that's all like, and that was kind of miserable for the longest time, feeling like I'm missing out on life. So at least now I'm doing more stuff, and I'm learning a lot more, and I'm, getting a lot more experiences and becoming more resilient. And also, I trust that I can make money, even if I have to get a job really quickly. Yeah. Now, I've had to get out, kind of the sideways or the back door by just going homeless and now quitting my job. But I'm so glad, because I'd be so frustrated right now if I only had, like, a little time to shoot this live video and then study Spanish and then go to work tonight. Now I get the whole night. And same thing tomorrow. Always my weekends are kind of, taken up with work. Oh, hi, B. Really? Put garlic in each ear? I might do that. I might try it. Just like a garlic clove. A garlic clove, or like garlic, what is it? Like, can you get like, I don't know. What would you put in there? Like, is it like garlic drops? Frosty, I've been talking to you this whole time. What do you mean, can you get a shout out? And I've been losing weight too, so thank goodness for that. I was wondering, am I losing weight or not? And I weighed myself. I think I lost 5 pounds. So thank goodness. Thanks, Steve. Steve says, no, not the back door out, man. You took the door out and kicked the rent taker in the balls to make your stand. I love that image. That's got to be in a movie or something. Like, fuck you. I got to make a horror movie about roommates and landlords. And, yeah, just kick them in the ball and make it really funny. Clove of garlic. Okay. You know what? I don't think they have garlic cloves at Aldi, but there's grocery stores around here. Maybe I'll get them tonight. I'll look it up first to make sure this is a legit solution. But hey, if it'll help my ears, because also it's not just the hearing. It's like when I move my jaw a certain way or stretch, my jaw, it hurts my ears, or clench my teeth, it hurts. So, yeah, something might be inflamed. Thanks. But yeah, I'll check out the garlic cloves. Hell, I can go anytime now. No big deal. Phone battery still, charger still. I gotta get my portable charger. That charges my phone better than my car. This thing's pretty cool. So plug this in. This charges it a lot more effectively while I'm live streaming, because that uses a lot of battery. And Blackberries are not great batteries. Poke them in the eyes and kick them in the balls, Angelo. Cool, yeah. Basically, this is my big FU to landlords. Screw you guys. Screw you all, you landlords. Stop telling me what to do. Stop telling me how to live, who I can have over. But meanwhile, you can bring over anybody that I don't like. You can take a huge chunk of my income, not really giving me much in return. It's a huge hassle anytime I need anything fixed. Again, even for a good landlord, it's always awkward approaching them to get stuff fixed. So screw all that. I'd rather own my own place or just be homeless. And by the way, this country should be much more like accepting of homeless people, given how many it makes. Homelessness is no accident. We have like 20 or 30 units of housing in the country for every homeless person that are just sitting there, taking up money from the county or city to maintain. So, or just abandoned. So we could house everybody permanently, but we don't want to. We like to be cruel. That's the point of a lot of people's politics, is to just be cruel to Republicans and a lot of Democrats. It's just cruelty. It's protect ourselves, protect the rich white club, a few black people, a few Hispanic people, a few women can get in, but it's mostly rich white men. And everybody else, the point is to be cruel to them. Wait, Steve, you sleep in a Ford Explorer? Oh, cool. So you're doing a similar thing. Okay. I get you. So, now you're speaking my language. How's this charge? I don't know if it's really even charging with the portable charger, but it's doing something. It might just be... Yeah, right, crazy Jake. Nobody believes that. Oh, you're too old to... Please. There's no too old for anything. Some people get their first, they start their new career when they're 70. So yeah, part of why I'm doing this is just screw landlords. So even if I wanted a house now, I'm not sure. And also I just like the fact that I have to do something every day because I don't have the comfort of home. Main thing I miss about home is cooking my own meals. That gets a little... I haven't cooked my own meal in so long. Well, thanks, Steve. I don't need a camera necessarily, and I probably wouldn't accept one because I do have a camera, by the way, a couple cameras. But for a music video, for you, I would do it really, really cheap. Again, thanks Spike Jonze. He did the sabotage video for Beastie Boys. He did several Beastie Boys videos. He did the one that was all like Barbie dolls on the beach. It came out like 2010 or something around then. Anyways, he's just really, really creative. Yeah. You lived in a building, every time you ask for a landlord, they never come. Right. And that's the thing. They hold all the power. And they can screw you. So you're paying money and holding up your end of the bargain, but they don't want to hold up theirs. So my landlord in Annandale was just greedy. Didn't want to fix stuff, didn't want responsibility for who else lived there, didn't want to accept responsibility to fix things when other people in the house broke stuff. Just didn't want to deal with anything, just wanted free money. Yeah, slumlord. Exactly, and that's why she was so angry when I caught her in my video about it. I showed everything about what she did, and she had no defense other than, I don't want you doing that. Well, if she believed she was doing the right thing, why wouldn't she be glad I was putting all that information out there? Why wouldn't she think, good, I'm proud of how I run this house, and so people can see that, and they'll be glad to live here. She wasn't, because she knew she was doing something wrong. It's just she's such a hateful, vicious person, she has no remorse. All right, well, thanks, Steve. Hey, like I said, if you really think I can do something for you, email me. Take on a mortgage. My rent in my old house could have paid the mortgage in many parts of the country. My rent was $760. Nope, this isn't even charging it that well, so that sucks. Well, I'll just leave this plugged in, but maybe I'll turn down the brightness on the screen, save some of the battery that way. Thanks, B. But yeah, my rent was $760 a month. I could have paid a mortgage in many places in the country. I paid over $20,000 a month, $20,000 in rent there in 2 years. That could be the down payment on a home in many parts of the country, and it could pay the mortgage there on my income. Yeah, other ways they don't care about anything because what are they worried about? Like they have all the power of the law fundamentally on their side. Right, $800 a month for one bedroom, nothing included, no thanks, I'll sleep in an SUV and pay $0. Yeah, and what I was saying about we make people homeless in this country, but we don't want them around. They're considered a blight and an eyesore. Well, if you're willing to make people homeless, you should be accepting them. They should have squatters' rights. They should be able to sleep in their cars. They should be able to set up homeless encampments. By the way, we should set up much better ways of treating people who live there, prevent the outbreak of disease, make sure they get food and medicine, all that stuff. It's really, you look at Trump, he's just emblematic of it. It was the same with Bush, pretty similar with Obama. Reagan, definitely. Reagan, I'd say, was all, and Bush were like the closest to Trump in many ways. It's just they were better speakers. And Bush wasn't even a great speaker. Bush Jr. Bush Sr. was perhaps a better speaker. But they were all just as racist. They all didn't like poor people as much, black people, all that stuff. Yeah, gas maintenance and everything, but it's not $800 a month, right? I'm not getting the mortgage because around here I cannot afford it. Around here it's absurdly expensive. I would have to go to another part of the country, and a big problem with that is I don't want to stop filming with my parents. Screw landlords. That's right. I could go on about that all day. Unfortunately, my battery's going to die kind of soon, so I may have to stop this in a few minutes. But yeah, I could go on about that all day, about how terrible landlords are. The only think about why do they exist? There's no good landlords because the only reason they exist is because housing is not affordable. So you have to pay someone else's mortgage to live in their house. Or apartment buildings, which are often owned by huge corporations that own hundreds of thousands of units. And so they know the lawyers, they know the courts and everything. They can sue you for eviction and drag it out, and it's going to be miserable for you. So it's a horrible experience to try and fight a landlord over anything because they can just make it miserable. They can wait it out. And if you don't like it, they can sue you for eviction and they could get someone else because there's always a shortage of housing and there's always more people who are willing to pay. So for a while, I thought I would become rich and I would just live around here doing that. But eventually, part of me realized too, well, I'm just contributing to the problem because how greedy and hypocritical would I have to be to say, I know it's a horrible system around here that displaces people, that makes people get 2 or 3 jobs just to live and live with other people. And Amazon's going to move here more than likely, unless we can stop them. And believe me, people are trying. We're trying. But if Amazon moves here, it's going to displace so many more people, especially Hispanic immigrants, immigrants from other countries, poor people. It's going to make people's property taxes go up. The traffic's going to be so much more horrible. Quality of education is going to be worse. Schools are going to be overcrowded. There's not more funding for schools. But Amazon just likes it. They just want it so much that they can get people from all over the world to move here who can already get very high-paying jobs. And excuse me, people here are going to be pushed out. And this is perfect for them. They don't care. The cruelty is the point. They're going to make money on making weapon systems to kill poor people in other countries, and the refugees that come here and immigrants to try and live better lives. Amazon is also making facial recognition technology and AI to be able to capture undocumented immigrants and deport them. So what a sleazy, scam they're running is make refugees and immigrants and then deport them from here. And they're not benefiting anybody except a few people. We all pay for this. We pay in money. We pay in our consciences, the cruelty, the callousness it builds up in us, the racism, because you cannot just do that. Like, it's never enough to satisfy people's hatred. You always need to inflict more and more hatred and punishment in order to satisfy racists. And it creates more racists because they see other people as less than human, darker people as less than human. So they're going to be constantly asking for more, a wall. And then a wall with Mexico won't be enough, and people are still going to get around it. They'll still fly here. So they're going to need more and more. They're going to say we should shut down sanctuary cities. We should arrest the governments there. We should
defund them. So it's going to be total chaos. For what? What is the benefit? How? At what point am I supposed to look at that and think, oh, those are the good guys who want to destroy civilization because they hate brown and black people that much, who speak languages other than English? I'm not going to confuse them with good guys. We see it with people. It's so sickening. The nicest people who care for their kids and who are with their parents getting deported, caught by ICE in raids. What was the dilemma in them staying here? Oh no, there's a danger that they're going to live here and work jobs. That's it. And be with their families and maybe run businesses. The danger, no. We have to spend hundreds of millions of dollars to deport these people, put them in torturous conditions, lead to their deaths, and send them back to conditions in their home countries, which can be deadly for them, and help ruin their home countries even further. Because in a lot of cases, we've already helped ruin them, like we're trying to do in Venezuela. Now, again, we're trying to get ready for war with Venezuela. What's the urgency for the case for war with Venezuela? All it is, John Bolton said it, we want their oil. That's it. And that's on top of we're destroying the whole world. We're destroying human life for the planet. It's going to be scary in a couple of years when it's going to be so expensive to live because you're going to have to pay so much more for food because crops are going to be failing. There's going to be more floods, fires. The ice caps are going to be melting. Sea levels are going to rise. There's going to be more climate refugees. It's going to be terrible. What are you guys even saying? I got so amped up, I just missed all the comments. Thanks, Nastar. Yeah, I'm going to have to get going in a second. My battery's getting pretty low. Anyways, that was a good rant. Glad I got it. Again, I could be screaming about it all day, so make sure you watch that several times and get the whole message in. I'm going to get studying. Thanks for watching, everybody. Stay subscribed for more. Click the like button. Tell your friends about this channel. Watch the